Hey y'all, it's Nancy, the Handy Scandy. Welcome back for another crafty venture. Today I am guest designing for Doodles Paper Playground, and we're going to be looking at some more of the gorgeous sparkle blends. Talk about them all the time, and just recently I revealed some of their new products, and today we're looking at this Assorted Square Mosaic Rhinestones. Now this serves as another in my Halloween card series for 2021, and this is the fun card we're going to make today. Kind of a spooky cute scene. So we start out by adding some black soot distress ink direct to paper to this little frame. Now the frame is from Mama Elephant. It's a set of 3, and I love the little eyelets on there and the scallops. It's super cute. So it adds another element of cute to the cute spookiness of the overall card, but then the black soot adds to the spooky. So now I also have this grass that's die cut from a die from Creek Bank Creations, and this fence is a lawn fawn fence, and you can see that I have stamped the, I believe it was called the shiplap background stamp from Whimsy Stamps, and I'm auditioning all of my pieces now that they all have some ink blending on them. This white piece was the center cutout from that frame, and so of course it fits perfectly, and I'm creating this yellow, green, blue Halloween night sky inspired by a card from Jessica Frost Ballast. She did for, I believe it was Honeybee recently, using a similar color combo, and it was just striking. Now mine isn't like hers, but mine was inspired by hers. So I'm using Twisted Citron, Squeezed Lemonade, and the beautiful prize ribbon. So I just go in, I do my ink blending. It's not anything like Jessica's, but it works for my scene, and for all the work that I put into this background, most of it's covered up by the time my card is done. So I added some water to give some of that splatter effect, some of the bigger like nebula pieces, if you will, and I used my gel pen as well as some sheer shimmer craft spray from Imagine Crafts, as well as my mica stain and my white picket fence, both of them from Ranger and Tim Holtz, and it just adds layer upon layer of stars and sparkle to this beautiful spooky night sky. So here I'm coming in with that black soot distress ink again, just around the edges to kind of darken it and spooky it up a little bit more. And you can see that that black soot stuck to some of those wet spots, but that's okay because they're going to totally be covered up by the time we're done. Now earlier when I was auditioning my pieces, I had the grass in front of the fence, but as the creative process goes, things kind of morph and change, and they have in this case, and I really decided that I like the fence in front. So as I'm building my scene and just kind of laying it all out, making sure I like where it's going, this essentially is going to be my overall backdrop. So now I have these beautiful trees that are adding just some depth and perspective. I put that treescape, the tree line in the background in the far horizon, and then the mid-sized trees right there in the middle. And once it's all put together, mounted up on foam tape, etc., I add the larger trees actually on the outside of the frame. So that shows that the scene kind of continues. There's more than meets the eye, and I just love it. Again, these are the Trees Assortment die set from Whimsy, and I've talked several times about how they have just become an essential part of my crafty stash, and I use them a lot, a lot. So there's my scene. It just comes to life more and more with each element that gets added, and I'm about to put the whole panel onto my card base. So I have this gray cardstock. I want to say it is from the Stamp Market, and I think it is the slate, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's the slate. And here I'm adding the last of my trees, and you can see that my card base is a little too large. I do trim that down off screen. I thought I might put my sentiment down there at the bottom, but I just didn't like the way that looked. So sorry, had to take a sip of my water. These images that I'm placing onto my scene, these characters are from a stamp set called Happy Halloween from Not Too Shabby. And if you've been with me for any amount of time, you know that I've used these in the past. And I love to create a storyline, which I didn't really create a storyline so much with this one. I knew I wanted my witch flying in from the right, and I knew that I wanted the witch in the cauldron over on the left. Other than that, I just, again, auditioning, figuring out what makes sense with my scene, with kind of the little storyline I have in mind, that the one fell into the cauldron, the other one's kind of flying to her rescue. And the one in the orange is just kind of standing there dumbfounded. So yeah, figuring it all out. So she flew and she fell into the cauldron. So her broom is crashed there next to the pot, and her hat fell off. And then here's my little candy corn guy. So cute, so sweet. Stars and stars and stars get added. 1 star, 1 star, 1 star. So many stars. And then I take those sweet little pumpkins from the Build a Pumpkin patch die set from Whimsy, as well as the words Happy Halloween from iCrafter, and I just kind of finish off the scene. Now I only put the pumpkins in there just because I felt like there was a little too much empty space, if you could believe that. With all that going on, I felt like there was empty space. But anyway, I added them, and I think that they're the perfect addition. And now I'm bringing in the Nouveau Crystal Glaze just to kind of add some more shine and dimension to all the pieces. But here we go with the piece de resistance. The absolute perfect finishing touch is these assorted square mosaic rhinestones. Now, when I did my reveal of these, we talked about how they could be used in many different ways, and one of the things that I said was like the belt buckle for like Santa Claus or something. And then I saw these witch hats, and I knew that I had to use them on all these witch hats, and I had to have as many witch hats in this scene as I could to really showcase how beautiful these mosaic rhinestones are. The light hits them, they're so faceted, they just flicker. Some of them have an iridescence or a holographic nature to them, and they're so pretty. As you see me putting these together, as you see what they look like, tell me what you're thinking about them. How could you use them? What do you see in your stash that could be like kicked up a notch by adding these square mosaic rhinestones to those images or to those projects? Something like this is one of those details that takes a great project to fantastic, right? It just is the perfect finishing touch. I mean, it was a great scene to begin with. It was super cute. The images are cute. All the die cuts are amazing. But then you just add those and look at them. Look at the light flicker and dance and reflect off of those rhinestones. So stinking pretty. Amber knows what she's doing over at Doodles Paper Playground and this whole line of sparkle blends. Now remember, she's expanding her store. She has so many different things. I will definitely have her Etsy store linked downstairs, but I just had to show you guys how beautiful these are. Let me know what you think. Yeah, so pretty. Look at that one. See that iridescence? Oh man, I just love it. I'm just going to sit here and admire Amber's beautiful work. And also it goes to show that when you get a mix of something, you don't have to make a shaker card. You can use them in any way you are inspired to use them. Use just one, use the whole pack, whatever you are inspired to do. I can't wait to see what you create using these or any of the other sparkle blends by Amber and Doodles Paper Playground. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. Like, subscribe, definitely leave me a comment because I want to meet with you downstairs. Until next time, this is Nancy, the Handy Scandy. I love you guys. I'm out. Mwah.